Alright, so the Canucks are doing the right thing. These guys, now with the Orca, are bringing in Travis Green to be the coach. Great idea. Fantastic idea. Perfect idea. So I go to TSN's NHL page. What did I come across, Canuck fans? Why is Jason Botsford the voice of the Canucks? Why is he the reporter they always go to? Jason Botsford hates the Vancouver Canucks. Seriously. Travis Green, okay. Travis Green won with Utica. He took a horrible team and almost got him in the playoffs, but his player development's been spotty at best. Name a prospect that Travis Green could have done squat with. Last I heard, Jordan Subban had turned his game around, but he's small and he's still not good defensively. Thatcher Demko had a fantastic season after a slow start. He's like, Bertie's one of his few wins, but they've been few and far between. Who? The Vancouver Canucks have been famous for one thing for the last 20 years, having more crap prospects than almost any other team in the league. Yeah, Virtanen hasn't worked at the NHL or AHL level. Now, when Virtanen wasn't working at the NHL level, did Green have anything to do with that? No. Let's go take a look. Okay. You almost got the Utica Comets into the playoffs, but who cares? Who cares? I don't care. So, here we go. The 16-17 Utica Comets. Darren Archibald, Curtis Volk, Alexander Grenier, Cody Kunik, Jordan Subban, Pascal Pelletier, Kobe Roback, Borna Regulic, Evan McEnany, Carter Banks, Chad Billings, Jake Virtanen, Wacey Hamilton, Mike Zalewski, Michael Carson, Joe Labate, Michael Chaput, Cole Castles, Andre Pedan, David Shields, Marco Roy, I don't know which one it is because I never heard of him, Derek Hulak, John Negrin, Thatcher Demko, Ashton Sotner, Nikolai Goldobin, Brendan Gauntz, Jason Megna, Tom Nilsson, Philip DeSimone, Anton Rodin, Troy Stetcher, Jan Pavel LaPlante, Alex Bayega, Luke Pither, Alex Wall, Emerson Clark, Michael Gartig, and Richard Bachman. So where's the true blue prospect that's going to just annihilate the NHL? Goldobin ended up spending most of his time after being traded from San Jose and Vancouver. Brendan Gauntz only played 4 games down there this year. Jason Megna, 4 games in the minors. 3 points in his 4 games. Demko played 45 as a goaltender. Ended up with a .907 save percentage. And when you consider how bad it was at one point, that's pretty good. And 2 shutouts, 22 wins. Joe Labate ended up playing for Vancouver. Jake Virtanen had 19 points in 65 games. Oh, the crash is real. So where is this start? Like, here's my problem with Botsford. No matter what the Canucks do, he shits on it. That's all he does. Well, they've got an inexperienced president, Trevor Linden, inexperienced GM, Jim Benning. Now they got an inexperienced coach. They should have brought an experienced coach. And here's where I lost it and turned off. The Oilers and the Leafs, they brought in experienced guys in Babcock and McClellan. McDavid and Matthews? Sure. I will give full credit to the Oilers and the Leafs. But is he seemingly meaning that if they brought in Ken Hitchcock to coach the Canucks, that next year one of their players is magically going to become that Bo Horvat's going to become Austin Matthews? I love Bo Horvat. He's an amazing player. My favorite player in the league. He's not Austin Matthews. It should be a happy day. And when he's being interviewed, and just how smarmy and just, I mean, I like Gino Reda at most times, but man, in this interview, nah. But I wonder if Reda already knew the talking points of Botsford, so he's just walking into them. But here's the thing. You can't shit on a coach for being inexperienced. and say, well, they should be worried about player development, and he wasn't doing very good in Utica. Well, wait a minute. Are the Canucks for player development? And they go, it's not about wins and losses right now. Tell that to people who are paying for season tickets. I get it, they're rebuilding. I am fine with them having the number 3, tied with Vegas, chance. Or no, they ended up number 2, didn't they? Yes. They have the number 2 chance at the number 1 draft pick. They could win the lottery. They're number 2 in line. You know what? Next year I want them to win some games. I don't understand. It's not about wins and losses. So what did Desjardins get fired for then? See, here's the thing. For the Canucks to have some sort of a discussion about their prospects and them, whatever, being whatever they are. Like, there's a magazine I've got in here that says that Canuck prospects, the problem is they stay in the minors too long and they tend to kind of rot like fruit on the vine. Name one. Name one that would have been a top 6 forward or a fantastic player if the Canucks had brought him up sooner. And that's not even a thing. I can't remember a player that I've said, man, he didn't make it because he didn't make the NHL soon enough. No. What? Shrimp? Are we going to go back to shrimp? Because I can name off reasons why that wouldn't have worked. The whole dynamic in Vancouver is going to change next year. So Travis Green as coach is a good thing. You name him coach, you name him the coach now, or here's the other thing. If another team had poached Travis Green, they're still going to interview that 10 pounds of garbage in a 5-pound suit, and he's going to have that same silly grin on his face going, boy, I tell you, Canucks had a really good coach there. He almost got a terrible team into the playoffs, but I guess they don't like winning in Vancouver, so now he gets to go to, insert name a team here, Colorado, Winnipeg, somewhere. He gets to go to Winnipeg, and they have a better chance now than they did before he got there. Well, I guess the Canucks will go with Ralph Kruger, and it failed somewhere else. It'll probably fail here. I don't get it. The TSN, a national broadcaster, can pick anybody to talk about the Canucks. Anybody in Vancouver, pick a random fan downtown Vancouver, and you'll have a more reasoned, logical, certain parts, reasoned, logical discussion about the Canucks' fortunes and where they go from here than you're going to with Botsford. I have never seen Botsford say, I'm very happy with the Canucks right now. This is a fantastic time to be a fan. He has always criticized into the ground. It's aggravating. I thought Tony Gallagher was bad. At least Gallagher, there's sarcasm, and he'll admit these are some really good things going on with the Canucks. And when they're really good, he says nice things about them. Not Botsford. I swear, the Canucks could come out in a game, they could beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 15-0, and he'd be like, those Canucks, they really rubbed the Penguins' faces in it. This is going to come back to haunt them for the rest of the season. But, Jason, this was the 82nd game of the year. They finished first overall. President's Trophy, it's a jinx. I tell ya. It doesn't matter what happens. He slags the Canucks. And he does it with that stupid grin on his face. And that self-serving, and here's the other thing. The thing that used to drive me nuts on the Canucks forums is these people that would just come in and just talk smack. And I don't do that. At no point this season did I come in and just say, oh, Canucks suck. I hate them. No. I stated straight out they have talent deficiencies, they have issues, they need to resolve these issues, and trying to patch it all together to make the playoffs for one more year is a bad idea. They need to recognize this team has to get pulled apart and put back together. I've wanted Travis Green as the coach since before Willie Desjardins was named. I didn't like Desjardins, but here's the problem I had too. Botsford said, they hired Desjardins and that didn't work. Season 1, they made the playoffs. Season 1 under Willie Desjardins, they played very, very well. It's funny how when you have a good team, you're a good coach. Drives me nuts. And it's that, well, this just isn't working. Well, what do? We need a guy who's good in player development. Okay, we'll just bring in a bunch of scouts then. Why don't the players just coach themselves? That's a fantastic answer, isn't it? Oh, we need somebody experienced. Don Cherry. Put Don Cherry in there. What can go wrong? Mike Keenan. He's experienced. How many experienced, solid coaches are out there? How long do you leave Travis Green in the minors? It's Luke Richardson all over again. How long does a guy prove himself in the American League? And it's baffling to me how a coach, you need a coach's experience. Well, I've watched teams recycle coaches. And as often as it may work, like Daryl Sutter goes to the Kings and everything goes fantastic for him, sometimes you get a guy who either hasn't had a chance or has had an iffy chance, like Mike Sullivan did his first time around. He gets named coach in Pittsburgh. I don't hear Botsford right now. I don't think Mike Sullivan's got enough games under his on his resume to be the coach of the Penguins. I think that's crazy. No, because they won a cup. So, of course, the Penguins are geniuses when it comes to picking coaches. But I guarantee if the Canucks had hired Sullivan, he would have found fault. The issue for me is this. The Canucks are going to name or have named Travis Green the new head coach. I haven't seen like a confirmation, but that's where they're headed. Okay? So Travis Green's going to be the coach of the Vancouver Canucks. I'm happy about it. I think it's fantastic. But to put some prick on your TV station, on your show, TSN, who is only there to tear the Canucks down every single time he speaks, is disgusting. You would never see it with the Leafs. You'd never see it with, I don't think, with any other Canadian team. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong in the comments below. Let me know any other guy that they bring on that rips the team every time they're on there. And I'm not talking about like Damian Cox. Because there's so many Leafs guys on there that will praise Lamoriello or Babcock or whatever they do. And right now, Vancouver is doing what they have to fix what's broken. And you start with the coach. And Travis Green is a good move. He's young. He can grow with the team. Is he got a lot to learn? Sure. Guess what? He's got time. They're not getting to the Stanley Cup next year in all likelihood. This is ridiculous that a nationwide television station has a guy on who's just going to rip the Canucks, and they don't give the other opinion. If you're going to have Botsford on, have somebody who will challenge Botsford. No, not me. No, that would go ugly very quickly. Okay, because that would get really ugly really fast. Because I've watched Botsford for over a decade now, ripping everything the Canucks ever did. I could not have a rational discussion with him. I don't know whose mic would get turned off first, but odds are both of them eventually would. This should be a happy time for Canuck fans right now. And because of that video, I'm angry. This isn't politics. It's sports. If he wants to turn everything into an argument and everything into, oh, I don't think this is right and this is stupid, then go on CNN, go on CTV News, go discuss politics. This is sports. And don't slag on a guy who hasn't coached a single game in the NHL just because he hasn't coached a game in the NHL. That's stupid. There have been plenty of rookie coaches who've done very well for themselves. What about, I don't know, he's been coaching in Utica for a while, so he probably knows a lot of these young guys. Well, Sven Baertschi was one of his wins, but, well, guess what? Baertschi's still a Canuck. Maybe he'll play better under Travis Green. Maybe he'll score 25, 30 goals under Travis Green. We just don't know. But according to Botsford, it's not important. Wins and losses aren't important. So there you go. Baertschi could score more goals under Green. Green knows how to utilize them. Green's watched a lot of these guys in the minors coming up. He's had, cups of coffee with guy like Stetcher. But who cares? Because Botsford thinks it's stupid. Green is the best decision that the Canucks could make. And I'm telling you right now, he won't win Coach of the Year next year. But when the Canucks are ready and they turn it around, The fact that this guy can take a team like I named off from Utica, that lineup, which is terrible, and most of the guys you're going, well, I know who that is. Most of those guys played a lot of time in Vancouver. He had a patchwork team of journeyman American Hockey League players, and he almost got them into the playoffs. That is a coach you want for your young team, because he can get the most out of less. He can motivate players to play above their, like, punch above their weight, as you'd say. If you're in boxing, if you're using boxing terms, they punch above their weight. Travis Green as a head coach got them to 35, 32, and 9. He was coach of Utica for 4 years. They missed the playoffs twice. They lost in the finals in 14-15. They lost in round 1 in 15-16. He was a Portland Winterhawks coach in 12-13, and they won a championship that year. So, you know, he's kind of got a winning thing going on there. The Winterhawks were a very good team, but Utica, never a really good team because the Canucks don't have great prospects. This has been the problem. This is why we got so excited when Brock Besser came up. And I accidentally typed Brock Lesnar because it feels like Lesnar joined the Canucks. The Canucks have been a wasteland for prospects. And if anybody's going to make those prospects actual players in the NHL, I want Travis Green to get the shot at it. And you can tell Botsford I said it. Because he's wrong. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. This is one of those few times where I put on the Canuck fan outfit. And I tell you right up front, I am a Canucks fan through thick and thin. Mostly thin. Not me, I'm not thin. But Canuck fans have gone through the thin. And I think Travis Green is a good step forward. So don't listen to what's being said on TSN. It's crap.